Hello and welcome back to another Pickled Unscripted. As always, I have with me my favorite human, Matt the Pickled Dragon, and I am Dracoya. Matt, what are you drinking today?
I've got a little bit of Tamdu left with a
Ooh,
sherry cask finish, of course. This
we
is
know how
the
much you like that.
Tamdu Distinction. I had a different bottle of Tamdu before, and that was like a limited release Tamdu, but this is kind of like their standard Tamdu. And I'll be honest, I liked the limited release better than this, but this is still good.
Well, that's why it's a limited release,
I guess
right?
so. You think you would want to just release the good stuff all the time?
Yeah, that would be nice. Tamdu, come call us. We'll help sponsor you.
Yes.
All
Ooh.
right, so we have kind of a fun video for you guys today. Matt, you want to get into it?
Yeah, so there's a lot of magazines out there. I guess they're more online zines these days, right? Whether it's like Polygon or Wired or in this case Wargamer Magazine. They all seem to kind of have a very slanted uh, view of what creators do. They have they take things in one direction and don't really necessarily try to rock the boat in the other, right?
True.
And in this case, Wargamer, they tend to always write articles that are very, um, they tend to be much more praising of WotC, but we found an article, and it's about a week old, and we're catching up because Chakoya was traveling and we were all busy and stuff. So we're a little behind the times, but that's okay. Um, but this article, they actually admit that they're a little bit worried about things over in D&D land. Um,
Out time.
yeah, I mean, it's interesting not to find something like this because typically you don't see um, many of these magazines being critical of WotC and D&D. So, and you'll see D&D is going all in on fan service. So, for those who don't know, there's a new push by WotC to try to redeem their tarnished image, and we're gonna go into that in other videos here in a few videos. But in this case, this author or writer, I should say, she's a little concerned about the direction of the new novels that have come out for WotC, right? Um, and she starts out. Most of this article she writes is actually about Baldur's Gate 3 and how much she likes it.
Well, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there were some DLCs that were released for Baldur's Gate 3, and she was real excited about them, right?
She
I'm
seems
just
to be kind of a lore junkie, which, we all have those in our group. I'm not, but I know my friend is a lore junkie and they're great.
I loved lore. In
There we
fact, I'm
go.
that DM who in his own little personal, campaign world, I write way, way, way more than the players will ever even get to see. So, yes, I am a lore junkie.
There you go, guys. If you're a lore junkie too, why don't you take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe? Let us know down below if you're a lore junkie. If you are a lore junkie, where do you like your lore from? Is there a particular book? Is there a particular adventure that you really dig? Let us know down below.
And my in previous videos, we had been kind of critical of WotC for getting away from the the pure adventure, the high fantasy, sword and sorcery, whatever you want to call it, passion for adventure and treasure and slaying monsters, and going into the more mundane, like keeping house and you know making sure your character has all the great background fluff and whatever. Like it seemed like that they were more concerned with virtually anything but the a real juicy storyline that was heart pounding and got your adrenaline rushing. Um, and in this writer's case, she's just like, I loved Baldur's Gate 3, but she made a comment in the article where she was what, Jacoya, she was just not that interested in knowing what her heroes had for lunch.
Yeah, she's kind of even she gives me the vibes of the lore junkie, and even she was like not really excited because it's almost like that they were filling in a bunch of nonsense into the books to where they just wanted to sell the book.
Yes, so yeah. And she even notes that basically, she says that there have been some really great releases from WotC. And to be fair, there were, but you have to kind of go back pretty far. You have to look at like the original Curse of Strahd and um, the Rise of Tiamat and some of the really old titles that were really spot on and great, but then they just started churning out garbage.
Right.
Um, and then she's like, yeah, if you look at like the more recent releases, Vecna, Eye of Ruin, and Spelljammer Adventures in Space, she writes a hollowed out surface level or exploration of a great setting that leaves nobody feeling satisfied.
Yikes.
Wow.
Harsh.
And then she goes into the novels that are coming out for Forgotten Realms, and she's just like scratching her head and being like, is this what we can expect? Is this the kind of garbage that is coming out that we could expect to come out? Where there's just not a lot of depth, just a lot of fluff. Um, and it really reminds me, like if you look at like the covers here, it seems like much more was put into what a character looks like than who a character was, right? The the meat and potatoes of a character, the guts, right?
Hmm.
But it's kind of like, D&D's become so obsessed with unusual races or playing some sort of animal creature or these things that are superficially cool, but just after a while they become that the it's kind of like you become so overexposed to the unusual that the unusual has become ordinary, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
And
I could see that.
yeah, and it's just like what she's basically saying in this article, at least what I feel like she's saying is the real guts, the real soul of D&D, the real soul of the entire universe, whether it's Forgotten Realms or whatever, is that lore. And when you only pay like a superficial uh, amount of attention to that depth, you end up with just garbage, you know. And I think, and she even says here, um, the releases reflect that. And so, these books are coming out. The Forgotten Realms books are coming out, and she's just like, I'm not too excited. I'm a little worried. I guess was the theme here. And what else is interesting is if we look at that, we had made a video previously on the Heir of Strahd, not error, but air with H. Um, but it was a big error.
Yeah, we talked about the cover quite a bit and
Yeah,
how it looked
the cover
ridiculous.
was a whole lot of this. It was like the club
Oh,
kids
this is
going.
better than that cover. That
Yes.
cover, we'll have to link it below.
Well,
But
we'll show you the cover.
if you scroll down, this is my favorite bit of the, oh, stop. Up, stop. Um, this is one of my favorite parts of the entire article. Each of these products feels like another foothold in Hasbro's corporate climb to make D&D great by, checks notes, reminding us that it used to be great.
That is a That is the ultimate line right there.
Right? Right? I thought it was so funny.
Yes.
The
Make
person who
D&D
wrote
great
it,
by reminding us that D&D is great. That is fantastic.
the person who wrote it definitely
Kudos.
has a sick sense of humor. I like them.
I mean, we gotta say, Molly, you nailed it. I will
Nailed
never
it.
doubt you again. At least until this bottle of scotch is gone. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's really no one left at WotC. I don't know who's. I know that they're getting contractors to write these little novels that really feel like at least Air of Strahd had the I don't know what the right um, word is, but it had a feeling because I went to Barnes and Noble and
It seemed like it was slightly more important and had at least an attempt to try this. From what her article tells me, it sounds like these books aren't really trying that hard.
yeah, I mean it was just like let's crank out some stuff because people will buy it, and it had the air of uh, a young adult novel. That's what it kind of felt like to me. I haven't read any reviews. I don't know anything about it other than the cover, which I'm judging a book by its cover, but also the track record here of recent WotC stuff just isn't that great. So I think they need to prove. I think they really need to prove something with their releases.
I
But
agree.
anyway, what do you guys think? What is what do you think about WotC's latest novel releases? What did you think of Vecna? I don't know. I don't know anybody yet. I haven't met a person yet that liked Vecna. I don't know anyone that bought the Spelljammer book, but I have talked to several people who none of them liked the Vecna book.
I mean, I don't know about that. I liked Stranger Things, but that's about as far as it goes. Like I didn't like it enough to purchase additional things
And I,
besides.
and I have to admit, I'm knowing fewer and fewer people who are actively playing D&D.
I
Um,
agree. There seems to be way more people who are invested in other forms of tabletop.
yeah, I mean, gaming is happening. Gaming is happening for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think. Koya, are you happy?
Am I happy? I'm always happy. I get to
Good.
hang out with you.
All right. All right. Well, please like, comment, subscribe. Go to dnddice.com. They have new sets of dice, werewolf dice, nuclear holocaust dice with little mushroom clouds in them. They've got several new themed sets that are coming that are very cool. So check them out. dnddice.com, promo code pickled. And of course, always go to Jacoya, buy some paints and brushes, make your
At
game table.
Dracoya.com.
Jacoya.com, make your game table come to life with great
Yep.
miniatures.
Come back and have another round on us.
Yes.